Alright fam, so we know that the military and music go hand in hand, from the Air Force band to USO concert. But what if I told you there were some people that you never knew or would have guessed actually joined the military? It's February 8th, time for more Black excellence during Black History Month. So I'm gonna list off a number of known musicians that y'all probably wouldn't have guessed actually have military service on their record. And for starters, we're gonna start off with the hot one that I didn't know about until today, Rick James. Rick James joined the Navy Reserves at 15, lying about his age, to avoid being drafted into the Army. But when he still actually got a draft summons, that's when that man fled to Canada in 1964 and went AWOL. Typical Rick James fashion. Another one you didn't know, Marvin Gaye. He joined the Air Force in 1956, but was discharged 1 year later in 1957 because he was bored with menial tasks and would disobey orders. And somehow he still got an honorable discharge out of that one. Next on the list, one of the icons of hip-hop, Ice-T. He actually joined the Army in 1975 because he was struggling financially and would be honorably discharged in 1979. And during his time in the Army, he would actually use his check to purchase his first set of music equipment. So, thanks to the Army, we actually got Ice-T as a rapper. Following that, another legend in the rap game was actually Nate Dogg. He joined the Marines in 1986 for also struggling financially and would be honorably discharged 3 years later in 1989. Next, as crazy as this might sound, Jimi Hendrix actually joined the Army in 1961 and was discharged in 1962 because, you know, Jimi Hendrix and his rebellious attitude. His discharge also was honorable. How he pulled that off? Do not know. Another one we have to talk about who has ties to Rick James is MC Hammer. Not only would he sample Super Freak for Can't Touch This man would go on to join the Navy and, unlike James, would serve 3 full years going from 1981 to 1984. Another guy that we have to add to this list who got caught in the shower is actually Shaggy. Shaggy served in the Marines from 1988 to 1992 and even says that his distinct music voice is because that's the voice he used to make fun of his drill instructor when he was in the Marines. And the last one I'm gonna end y'all with is the great saxophonist John Coltrane, who joined the Navy to avoid being drafted into the Army on August 6, 1945. If you know your history, that's the day the US dropped the first atomic bomb on Japan. And Coltrane would actually be discharged almost exactly 1 year later on August 8, 1946. And considering that all these artists would go on to find something bigger and better and more prominent for their lives post their military career, here's today's quote. When your dreams are bigger than the places you find yourself in, sometimes you need to seek out your own reminders that there is more, and there is always more waiting for you on the other side of fear. Elaine Welteroth.